Today's Living Word with Pastor Arlen.
Thank you for joining us today. This week I want us to look at a study, 2 Timothy 1, 6-7. Last week we looked at thriving and not just surviving, and we went through various situations of what Jesus had wanted us to do. He wants us to occupy. But there's things we have to do, as we found out last week, to occupy. But there's also something very strong admonitions of what Paul's telling us in 2 Timothy. Often we're waiting for God to do something when He has given us specific instructions on what to do, and when we step forth in faith to do that, then He in turn backs His word that comes forth from our mouth. And let's read 2 Timothy 1, 6-7 in the King James Version. Wherefore I put thee in remembrance. Okay, let's stop with that right now. Put you in remembrance. The Amplified Bible says, I want to remind you, put you in remembrance, remind you. The New Living Translation says, this is why I remind you. There's something we have to be reminded of. Now, what Paul was reminding Timothy of was something that had been already spoken to him. You are to put yourself in remembrance. What are you imagining? What is your memory in a certain situation? Do you remember the successes or failures in your life? We've already been taught before, a couple Sundays ago, to be thankful. When we're thankful, we go back and we remind ourselves. This week, if you're going to have a successful, stress-free, thriving life, you're going to have to remember the Word of God and what's been spoken to you, as Paul told Timothy.